Hello, welcome. I'm Michelle Swan-Young. I am talking in a series about why it is so important for us to cultivate a sense of calm and reconnection with ourselves as parents. And today I want to talk about how calm opens us up for personal growth. So when we are feeling stress and when we're engaged in this defensive mode, which is what stress is intended for, to defend against a threat, then we're not really open to all of the different things that need to happen for us to grow personally. We need to really soften, and if you consider what your body feels like when you're in a stress response versus a calm response, you will notice that a stress response is more of a tight and tense and ready state where you're ready to engage with something, defend against something, push something away, neutralize a threat. But a calm response is just much more relaxed, sort of by definition, and it's a softer experience in your body. It's also going to be a softer experience in your mind and your emotions and your thoughts and your relationships as well. So conflict and adversity in our lives can be this wonderful opportunity for transformative growth. We can learn to develop empathy, compassion. We can begin to approach ourselves and other people with love and respect. But all of those things require a softer stance, a softer energy, because we have to open ourselves up to seeing where we do need to grow. And when we see where we need to grow, that means that something we've noticed is not the way we want it to be. Maybe it's a mistake or a failure on our part, even if that's really small. But to be able to even see where we're going to go, where we want to go, or that there is a place to go, we have to open up to acknowledging the growth that we could do. And that is, by definition, a little bit painful. So a stress response where we're pushing against that and not allowing ourselves to feel that pain is not going to be very conducive to that growth mindset. This is why in all the ways and places that I teach, I always bring in two key aspects, key sort of ways to set a tone for the way that we approach growth in ourselves. And that is, first, to have curiosity, and second, to cultivate self-compassion. So curiosity is this openness to discovering what's really happening in a situation. And that's opposed to this closed, preset narrative about what's happening and why. So as an example here, if your child says something that you've heard as rude, then the opposite of curiosity would be like, ugh, they're being so rude to me. They don't care about my feelings. And that was really, that was super unkind of them. But curiosity would be, I wonder what's going on here. What are they thinking and feeling? I wonder if they even meant that in the way that it came out. Do they even know what the words that they just said mean? So you can see how curiosity is asking questions. Almost everything I said there had a question mark at the end. It is this openness to discovering what's true rather than assuming that you already know what's true and that you just sort of need to double down on it. So curiosity is this openness to receiving, openness to discovery, openness to finding out that you might have been wrong. It's also curiosity is also opposed to feeling like we always have to have the right answers. Brene Brown has this wonderful quote or this concept that she talks about in her book Dare to Lead, that she says she's so committed to getting it right, but not committed to being right. So I think she says it in the opposite way. She's committed to not to being right, but to getting it right. So that's the openness to find out that you're wrong, and then to learn and grow in the way that you discovered that you were wrong or that you needed to make some kind of adjustment. The second concept that I said I always bring into my teaching is this idea of self-compassion. And self-compassion is, the definition of that is just to be present and have a kindness towards ourselves as we experience our own pain and suffering. And our own pain and suffering doesn't necessarily mean something really big. Sometimes it can be really small. Discovering that we've made a mistake can be painful. Sometimes it's just the tiniest bit of pain. And sometimes it's incredibly deeply painful. But to acknowledge that whatever situation we're in, if there's a struggle, if we're feeling difficult things, that we are experiencing some kind of pain. And then to bring a kindness and a nurturing towards ourselves as we open up to experiencing that pain. Self-compassion is bringing like an unconditional positive regard to yourself. And you could say that compassion for other people involves bringing unconditional positive regard to them as well, where you're bringing understanding and nurture and this kind intent from your heart to yourself, no matter what it is that you have done, no matter what it is that you're experiencing at that moment. It's definitely a part of self-acceptance, and it includes not beating ourselves up in our minds about any mistakes or failures. So coming back to calm helps us to be able to be curious and to be able to be self-compassionate and others compassionate as well. And it's so crucial for us if we want to actually experience growth and transformation from any of the adversity that we experience in our lives, whether that's adversity through our relationships with our kids or any other type of adversity. So I hope this has been helpful for you today. If you've enjoyed this video, please hit like and subscribe to get a notification when I release a new video every Wednesday. I hope that you have a really wonderful day and take good care.